Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we're going to be focusing on yesterday's game still, because most of the stories are still a reaction from United's 4-0 win over Everton, which is a bit of a nice change because it's usually a bit of a reaction or an autopsy after a deflating result. So yeah, we're on the march with Ruben's army. Let's get into it. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it's a bit drizzly, it's spitting, get them in. Loads of United stories to crack on with, so make sure before we do, you are hitting like, share and subscribe. We want to get to 800,000 subscribers by Christmas. Yeah, what a great Christmas present for everyone if we can get to 800,000 subscribers by then. Right, we're going to start with, well, to be honest with you, nearly all the stories today are focusing on Ruben Amorim, the result against... do you know what? I almost forgot who we played there. I was that giddy. The result against Everton and some of the stats that have come out of that, some of the quotes that have come out of that. Ruben Amorim getting a lot of praise for what he's done at the club so far. Not least of all from Marcus Rashford, who spoke about after the game. He spoke about how the managers come in with the right attitude and that's passed on to the players. He's spoken also about that, having that belief and that need to focus on the next game. It's all about the next game. He praised the atmosphere here at Old Trafford as well. And you can tell there is a bit of a lift. There is a lift from the fans and everyone, because I truly believe that we've got the right man for the job. I'm going to stick my hood up. It is raining, forgive me. So it does feel like the feel-good factor is here. Now listen, I know it has only been 3 games. You can't get too carried away. But you can see the difference. You can see the belief. You can see the changes. Look at us in attack, for example. We've got some stats here for you. I mean, this happened under Ruben Nistelrooy as well. I think we took a step forward there. We sort of moved in the right direction under him. It felt like there was a little bit of a bounce under him as well, and that's continued under Ruben Amorim. And Amorim was quick to praise Ruben Nistelrooy. Me and Joe spoke about this on our analysis show yesterday, and we had a clip from the press conference where Ruben Amorim was quite humble and he said, you've got to give some credit to Ruben Nistelrooy as well. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the point he was making. I think Bruno Fernandes in the last 10 games has been involved in 9 goals, which is the sort of numbers he was putting up when he first arrived at Old Trafford. We haven't seen those kind of numbers from Bruno Fernandes for a little while. His numbers have sort of tailed off a little bit. Now, that's not a massive criticism of him. I love Bruno Fernandes, but that's just the facts. His numbers have tailed off, but they're back up again. Obviously, 10 games shows you that it isn't just under Ruben Amorim, but he's continuing that good form under Amorim, and he seems to have settled in well with the new manager as well. The new manager has settled in well with him, however you want to word it, and I thought he had a good game yesterday again, and I thought he played well last midweek game against Bodo Glimt. So we're seeing Bruno Fernandes playing well. Also, it's good to see him getting subbed. Now that may see what you're on about, but just not playing every single minute of every game, which sometimes he does. I think managing his minutes might be a little bit of a step in the right direction as well. I know it has happened in the past, but one of the sort of worries I have with Bruno Fernandes is sometimes I think he can get a little bit overplayed. So hopefully we can manage his minutes a little bit, and that can help him. But in terms of attack, you all know the stats, I don't need to tell you. Marcus Rashford bagged a brace. He also scored in Ruben Amorim's first game. Rasmus Højlund bagged a brace against Bodo Glimt. Joshua Zirkzee, a player that many of us were having severe doubts. And I say us because on camera I've always said, got behind the players, get behind them, it's early days. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. I looked at him a few times and thought, has he got it? Now, that doesn't all change with a good game against Everton, but you can see there's something there, and maybe it just calms things down a little bit. Maybe it gives him a little bit of a confidence boost as well, because 1 goal in 18 games, whatever it is, isn't anything to shout about. So all of a sudden, 3 in 19, it's not set the world alight, but whatever the stats are. But it's a little bit better, isn't it? It's like, okay, you've got a few goals in a United shirt now. You've had a good performance. There's a player there. We can see this is why we brought you in for Bologna. Also, you've got a manager who believes in you. That was a big call from Ruben Amorim to start Joshua Zirkzee in Ruben Amorim's first Premier League home game. It's a game he needed to win against an Everton side that is struggling, and he showed faith in him. And hopefully that faith can be rewarded, because we can see there's a player there. Is he good enough for Manchester United? I'm not going to get carried away and say we know for definite he is. The jury's still out. I can say that about a few players, but we can certainly see that there's a step in the right direction, and you can understand why United wanted to bring it in. And with a manager like Ruben Amorim, who has got a track record of getting the very best out of players. Look at Victor Gyökeres, for example. Absolutely ridiculous numbers under Ruben Amorim that a lot of people probably didn't see coming. So if Ruben Amorim can get the best out of Joshua Zirkzee and Marcus Rashford for that matter, and Rasmus Højlund, then you've got 3 attackers that can cause damage to any team, and that's good to see so far, because United has struggled for goals this season, and all of a sudden we can't stop scoring. That's not a coincidence. Admittedly, again, yeah, we did see that slightly under, well, not slightly, we did see it under Ruud van Nistelrooy, but it's kicked on and carried on under the new manager, and long may it continue. So it's good to see. At the other end of the pitch as well, you've got Andre Onana. I think that's 6 clean sheets now for Andre Onana in the Premier League. I think that's the most clean sheets. Now, again, you can look at Ruben Amorim's only had 2 Premier League games with him, and one of them we conceded, so it's not all down to him. But there's a confidence there. Andre Onana did a tweet yesterday, or a post on X. I think he said Red Soldier's a picture of him and Marcus Rashford. And I'm going to be honest with you right now, yeah? And you may laugh and you may say I'm talking rubbish, and you can get involved in the comments and get involved in the chat and let me know what you think. But I'm being deadly serious here. I would not swap Andre Onana for any goalkeeper in the world right now. I wouldn't. Now, let me know what you think about that comment. I don't care. I'll take the pelters, because I'm telling you the truth. There's not one goalkeeper, if you offered him me, I would swap for Andre Onana. I think we've got a right goalkeeper there, and I think he's the right man for the job. Producer Ethan's shaking his head. He don't rate him, but what does he know as a Geordie? Yeah, I think Andre Onana is doing a very good job. You can see the confidence there. The communication with his defence is there. He's keeping clean sheets. The crowd love him. His teammates love him. Why not? Talking of loving someone, Amad Diallo. What a guy, what a legend. We spoke about him yesterday. I'm going to mention him again, because a lot of the sort of the praise and the stuff on social media and the punditry we've seen has been looking at Amad Diallo and how well he settled into that wing-back role. He's absolutely flying. Match of the day too, I actually bothered to watch it for once. I never really watched it. I didn't even know it existed, to be honest with you. Is it new? I watched it last night and they were praising him. They were praising United quite a lot, probably through gritted teeth, but they were praising us. And they pointed out on Amad Diallo and how he picked the pockets basically of Everton, didn't he? He was right on the Everton defenders, took the ball off him a couple of times, helped Manchester United get 2 goals because of it, and just had an all-round phenomenal game. And I think that's what we've been missing, really. Not just Amad Diallo playing more minutes, which is something that I've always been calling for, but having that desire, that belief, that aggression to take the ball off defenders, to press the way we did press. And with with Amad Diallo playing at wing back the way he's playing, I've been amazed. I didn't think he'd stay there. I think Ronaldo Brown was saying it post-match. He thought he was going to be a 10. He thought that's where he'd end up, as one of the 2 10s that Ruben Amorim likes to use. But it seems that Amad Diallo has proper settled into his role. And as I mentioned on our post-match analysis with Joseph yesterday, on the Thursday night game against Bodo Glimt, you could see that the manager was spending a lot of time talking to Amad Diallo from the touchline, shouting at him a lot, and Amad Diallo is absolutely flying. Amad Diallo's flying, Andre Onana's flying, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee are flying. It is all happening at Manchester United, but we know we have got the big test this week. Arsenal away is huge. That is one of the most difficult games you can have. And Arsenal have sort of got their act together a little bit. They had a wobble, didn't they? But now it looks like they've gone from get rid of Arteta to we're the greatest club the world has ever seen again. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. But it is going to be a big test for Ruben Amorim, because Ipswich away is one thing, Everton at home is another thing, Bodo Glimt at home is a completely different thing altogether. Arsenal away is a very, very difficult game. They'll be up for it. They're still in a title challenge. They've got to go to what is it? He's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. It sounded a bit Kevin Keegan then, didn't it? No, they're still in the title challenge. They know they are. Yes, the Scousers unfortunately look like they're running away with it, but it's not done and dusted yet. We are still only just in December, so let's not pretend that the title race is over, even though I am getting that sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that Manchester City's implosion has just come at the wrong time, if you can ever. I never thought I'd say those words. Why didn't they implode when we were finishing second, eh? Or we were chasing them? Didn't have any implosions then, did they? They were busy getting 100 points when Jose Mourinho was here, weren't they? And now look at him. What is it? 6 losses out of 7, and the only one they didn't lose was when they were 3-0 up and they drew 3-all. Absolutely pathetic. But Liverpool looking good, but Arsenal's still in it, so they'll want to beat Manchester United, obviously. Going to be a big test. Going to be a big test to see how Amad Diallo copes on that wing-back position against someone like, if it is going to be someone like Gabriel Martinelli. Going to be a difficult afternoon if he's not on it, but I think he will be, or difficult evening I should say, but I think he will be. So we'll see what's going to happen on that one. We're going to preview that game. Obviously we've got the Paddock podcast coming on later today. We've also got Academy review. Finn's going to be coming back in, so we're going to be talking about the Academy players as well. United's Academy team, obviously they've been doing very well this season and last season as well. Chido Obi Martin, his new contract just kicked in, he just turned 17, so we'll be chatting about him as well, because obviously he scored at the weekend, so make sure you hit like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. I've been Jay Motti. This has been the Paper Talk outside a pretty wet Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.